Hi guys, this is Rob. Welcome back for unboxing video number 3. So what do we have here? This is an Opel Diplomat, series number 36. I got this in a pack of 5 cars. Paid good money for this little pack. I think on average about £3 per car. But unfortunately this has got a little bit of damage to the windscreen, so looks like I'm going to have to put in a parts order for that. But that you will see restored. Lotus Cortina, series number 25. I have already, I'd like to say restored, but you guys regularly remind me more of what I do for these later cars, 70s onwards, are custom. And I have done a custom job on this car. What I would like for you to do is actually guess what theme I have gone with for this car. As you can see, the piece holding the doors had fallen down, so it needed to be taken apart anyway. A Vauxhall Victor estate car, beautiful car with a metal tow hook and the rear hatch still in place. This will be a restoration. Probably one of the few true restorations that I will be carrying out. I think my plan going forward is to restore the oldest, you know, the 1 through to 75, and then customise the later stuff. So here we have a Ford Zephyr. Again, this would be one for restoration. In very good condition. The base especially. When I restore this one, I may even keep the base as it is, because it is super clean. And then this Lamborghini Moselle from 1969. Funky looking thing. Unfortunately, there appears to be a bit of a crack in the side windows on both sides, which is a shame. Interesting car. I think it would be fun to restore this. A replacement glass for that one. But a nice little pack to start with. So moving on to the second box. I've kind of pre-opened a lot of this stuff because it was all wrapped just to make it easier and flow smooth on video. So 1983. Have a guess why that year is special to me. But a cool Corvette nonetheless. Here we have a 1969 field car. The paint is all chipped up. I think would be quite a nice little, maybe resto custom in some camo green perhaps. Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow number 39. This is in very good condition. At the moment, I would say this is in too good of a condition for me to consider restoring. So I think I'm going to keep that as is. The same actually for this one. Dragon Wheels. Number 43. 1972. Super cool. Obviously Volkswagen Beetle. Drag car. With everything intact. Even the little kind of stay there. I think that will just be going into my collection for showing. I've got a few of these Turbo Furies. Unfortunately, every single one that I have, the turbines, if that's what they are, on the back, every single one there's a broken bit. This is probably the best one that I do have, but it could still have some level of restoration. I don't know. Unfortunately, I just noticed the part of the glass had gone, but certainly through my full packages I could probably build one nice car. So here is a nice bag, and I will be going through car by car if you'd like to stick around. They are all Matchbox, various ages and conditions. This was a purchase from Facebook sales. A guy was selling 300 mixed cars, and I said to him, can you just pull out the Matchbox ones? And he actually, over the last week where I've been on holiday, come up with some other goods as well. So put together a bit of a package for me. Now some of this is junk, which I'll just try and flick through quickly, but some of it is of interest. This one in particular, it's a Jeep, I think similar to that field car. Maybe kind of do these up together in maybe some kind of camo livery. There's some other alternative bits in here, a couple of airplanes, some modern Matchbox, which potentially I could take the wheels from, or let my children play with it. Now these forklifts, I think this is from 1972. I've got probably 3 or 4 of these now. In fact, this one's probably the worst of the condition. I've got some of these larger scale cars, not really of an interest to me at the moment. This I really like, Vauxhall Astra, or an Opel Kadett GSI stroke GTE. I'd like to have done it up in kind of GTE fashion, but with that siren on the top, I don't know, I might be restricted. I might be able to cut it off and redo it. That's something for down the line. Now these older models, to be honest, I don't really have too much of an interest in them, and I'll most likely sell them on as a package in the future. I've got a few more aeroplanes in my collection too, and I could consider restoring these at some point. I haven't seen any of these restored, so if you'd like to see one restored, certainly let me know down in the comments. So another one of these larger scales, and actually these larger scales I have already chucked into my children's play box. They've got more cars than me. So another one of these Porsches. I've already customised one of these, so check back my videos if you want to see one of these customed. It had both doors on the one that I did, and that Porsche will probably just go into parts now. A funky truck, one of these Roller-matic ones. So we've just got a modern helicopter. My child has already, I think, broken that. Maserati Bora, super cool car. I think I've got a few of these in my collection. Certainly this one being the worst of it. It has some little fella has gone over it in a black marker pen, but it's a shame there's a bit of a crack in that rear screen, otherwise that would have been ripe for restoration. Maybe one just to put on my list of spare parts to grab. What's this? A whoosh and push. To be honest, no real interest to me, but I might be able to use that engine from the back on a Volkswagen buggy that I had in one of my previous unboxings. Cool truck, this one, 1982. This is a shame. The rear door in this Renault 5. Now I have 4 of these, this being the 5th, and actually this being the car in worse condition. So perhaps if I can find a replacement rear door for that, that'll be up for restoration. One of these Jeeps. I've got 4 or 5 of these already, so this one will go into the collection, and one day I'll put together probably all the best parts and try and make something of it. It's another one of these yesteryears. Like I say, I don't know whether I've got too much interest in them. I have actually no idea when these come out. I think they're in the 80s, but if someone has any knowledge of them, please do correct me. Some junk later Matchbox. Another one of these yesteryears. This one's actually in really good condition, minus a couple of tyres, but this is a cool car. I like the 80s stuff. This one being a Firebird. Another later cheap junk Matchbox. Another yesteryear in certainly a lot worse condition. I find it fascinating when you have 2 items of the same age and one has obviously been looked after and one hasn't. You know, what different children, how they treat their toys. Cool little pickup truck there. Could be something that of interest that I'll restore one day. These funky pull-alongs. I think I see a video recently. It might have been one of Marty's one where he restored one of those, but not too much interest for me. Although that one was in fabulous condition. These Mazdas, I've got 3 or 4 of these, all missing the rear tailgate, so there's not much I can do without trying to get a replacement. Another truck, I've got 10, 12, 15 of these. I'll just keep them together at the moment. Now this one is I think it's called a road dragster. This is the 4th one that I have. The second one with a missing engine. The other 3 that I've got are red. That one being purple. I don't know whether it's any good. Corvette Stingray, very cool car. I have just restored this car. Just finished the video tonight, so you'll see that. I say restored, I've customised it. Have a guess what colour I've painted it. It's not white. But that's come out looking really good. So yeah, when I was looking through that, I thought I'm going to restore that right now, and I did. So that should be coming up within the next few videos. A truck missing most of the exhaust, so unsure what I'll do with that. Another yesteryear. I think there's 5 of these yesteryear models, all Bentleys if I remember rightly, within this package. Another one of these tow trucks. Good condition, not as good condition as the last one, but still good. Another one of those yesteryear. That one looked a bit different, so maybe that was, I don't know, that was a true old one. if someone can let me know. Now this is a 1985 car, a Renault 11. I wanted one of these. It's a plastic base, and I've not actually restored or resto customed a plastic base car, so I'm going to put that in my pile of to do next, so you'll see that soon. Nice tow truck, a later model, and if I get bored with the usual stuffs, maybe I'll restore that one day. So another one of these Mazdas where I'm missing the rear tailgate. Nice old fire engine. I think this one is a relatively old one. Number 29. Fire pumper truck. Unsure of the year of this one, but I'm sure 2 minutes on Google will tell me. But that could be restored one day. Here's something a bit different. A Matchbox train. Or a locomotive. I don't know, what's the difference? But cool little toy. Could be up for a restoration one day. Modern Matchbox. Went straight into my children's playbox. Cool pickup truck. A Dodge Daytona. Looks like everything is there. And it's in really good condition. Doesn't really need restoration or customization, but maybe I will one day. This I really like. A Ford Supervan. It's only it's obviously a much later model with a plastic base, but I think that is super cool. And if I can find the stickers that go with this, I would definitely restore it. I think it's got just black windows, which is a bit disappointing, but super cool van, and that interests me highly. So this is like one of those cool Lamborghinis that I got from earlier on, but a much later version, and the quality wise was junk. So here's another one of those. Actually, this one's slightly different, but it looked the same in blue. Obviously someone's modified it with some pen. That's going to go into my not really too bothered pile at the moment. This I really like. This one's a bit of me. It's a Sterling, but it's a Rover 800, if I remember rightly off the top of my head. Is the real name of the car, Rover 800, and I've had a couple of Rovers and a couple of MGs, and one in that colour actually, or similar. It's a Night Fire Red, and I'd like to probably restore that one day. Ford Model A. This is a cool little car. I haven't got one of these, and maybe a rat rod, kind of chop the roof. That'd be quite interesting to see, I think. Let me know if you want to see that one. Chop roof rat rod. Another later junk one. In the boys' box that goes. Another one of these larger scale Porsches. Again with the missing tailgate. Ambulance, cool ambulance. Emergency medical service stickers on the side, obviously missing the rear doors or shutter or whatever was on there. Perhaps I can find that to restore one day. Racing car transporter. I'd like to Google this and actually have a look at what it looked like or what it should look like, and I actually do have a transporter coming to me in the post, which I am really excited to receive. It needs restoration, but I just think that will look great in my showcase. Just a Jeep here, missing a lot of the plastic work, so maybe that won't get restored. Now I thought this was a much later Matchbox, but I think it reads 1989. Still 30 years old. It looked almost brand new. One of these race cars I've already got. I think I've got one super clean one. I've got two middle of the row ones, and I've now got this junk one. It's obviously missing the whole sticker. So I'll restore that one day. Probably, no, I won't restore it because I've got a really nice clean one. So I'll modify it. I'll do a custom job. How I do it, I don't know yet, but one day. This is an older one, from 1975, some kind of Planet Explorer, I think it was called. No interest to me really. From 1977, this was it a Greyhound? I think it was. Not really too much I can do with that. A later truck. I'll just put that with the rest of the trucks. Got no real interest in them at the moment. This later kind of trucks. The wheels on it are really clean. Maybe I'll borrow those for some other restorations. 1982, I think that was a Jaguar. Actually in lovely condition. Maybe a fresh coat of red and try to bend that windscreen back. Maybe something for the future. Transport vehicle. I've got a few of these vehicles in different colours. I think I've got some in NASA colours, if I remember rightly. These, well, it's a Hellraiser. Again, I've got 3 or 4 of these now, and this one's obviously missing part of the engine. It's got a broken screen, sticker still on the front, and it's actually probably about the average condition of compared to the pile that I have. So from 1980, looks like everything is there. A foam unit, even the foam on the top, so that might be of interest to restore one day. Now this is a cool car. And last but not least, we got this Mercury Cougar 1970. It's a number 62 car. Obviously it's got a missing engine. It's also got a caved roof. And I'm just going to compare it with the Mustang Wildcat that I custom restored a little while ago, and that could fit. So I should be able to find an engine to fit in here. But this is the last car, guys. I want to restore this shortly, but all I want to say now is thanks very much for watching. See you in the next one.